Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Capital City News. I'm your host and lover of cucumbers, Yusuf Mong. On this week's episode, we're taking a look at construction on 900 South, a landscape equipment exchange program, and our History Minute. But first, our look backs, our look aheads, and our legislative update.
At its April 11th meeting, the City Council heard an update on specific projects that will be part of the first issuance of the Parks Bond approved by voters in November 2022, totaling $24.6 million. Highlights include significant funding for a new Glendale Regional Park, open space on the Fleet Block, and completion of the Folsom Trail, among other projects. The Council also received a follow-up briefing about the Mayor's funding recommendations and a resolution that would authorize grant funding to selected applicants for the Community Development Block Grant and other federal grants for fiscal year 2023 to 2024. Finally, the City Council discussed options for potential audits in the coming year. To learn more about these issues or any others, please visit slc.gov/council. Salt Lake City Mayor Aaron Mendenhall, Salt Lake City Public Utilities Director Laura Briefer, and other city leaders discussed infrastructure improvements, proactive measures for water management, and steps that residents can take to prepare for spring runoff and potential flooding in Salt Lake City. Learn more at the website. Salt Lake City Mayor Aaron Mendenhall announced Pothole Palooza, a week-long effort to repair more than 5,000 potholes citywide and improve road conditions after a long and road-wearing winter season.
After last week's episode, I was talking to my parents about my joke about works in progress. My mom, of course, mentioned my love life and asked how that was going. And I said, that's not what we're talking about, Mom. Anyway, here's an update on 900 South.
Construction on 900 South is in full swing. The north side of 900 South from West Temple to 300 West is now closed to traffic, and the south side of 900 South is open to eastbound traffic only. The westbound lane will be closed the full extent until July 2023. From State Street to 200 East and 500 East to 700 East, asphalt has been removed from the south side of the roadway in both locations and will be replaced when temperatures allow. Business access is being maintained. Concrete work is planned in this area through early spring. Work will be completed intermittently as conditions allow. The 9th and 9th intersection reconstruction work is anticipated to begin in July. Learn more at 900southslc.com.
For more updates on this and other construction here and in and around the city, feel free to keep tuning in or check slc.gov/construction. For the interview this week, we're speaking to Sustainability Deputy Director Sophia Nicholas about an upcoming landscaping equipment exchange. Do you have questions? I know I do. Take it away, Sophia.
So as we all know, Salt Lake City does experience poor air quality. A lot of us are familiar with the wintertime air quality issues that we have, where we can see that haze when it's the peak of the inversion season. But we also have a growing problem in the summer with ozone pollution. Ozone is actually odorless, it's invisible, and it's formed by emissions that come out of our cars and our landscaping equipment and chemicals, and those chemicals, cleaners and other like paints and solvents, and those react under high temperatures and sunlight to form ozone. And ozone is a problem because it's basically, when you breathe it in, it's like a sunburn for your lungs. So the state of Utah, as well as Salt Lake City, is working hard to reduce emissions all year round, but we're definitely focusing a lot on what we can do in the summertime. So one of the ways that we can try to get a handle on those emissions is to electrify as much as possible. So whether that's electric vehicles or electric appliances in your home or electric landscaping equipment. So this is the third year in a row that Salt Lake City is partnering with the State Division of Air Quality on an electric landscaping equipment exchange. So the past 2 years, it has been primarily targeted towards residential residents and people who are using lawnmowers just in their yards and their homes. But this year, the state has shifted gears, and they're going to be focusing on lawn care companies. And the reason for that is because these are the companies that are using equipment, sometimes even 7 days a week during the busiest times of the year. So this year, the electric landscaping equipment exchange will be focused on gas-powered string trimmers as well as leaf blowers. And any business, lawn care business that's registered along the Wasatch Front can apply to the program starting now. It's open right now at chargeyouryard.utah.gov. And go in there, fill out the application. You'll hear back, I think that the beginning April 28th, as to whether you got accepted into the program. There's detailed instructions on the website, chargeyouryard.utah.gov. And basically, lawn care businesses will be able to recycle their 2-stroke gas-powered leaf blowers and string trimmers and get up to $3,000 in credit available to purchase electric models. I think what a lot of people don't realize is just how polluting these 2-stroke pieces of equipment are. So for example, a gas-powered leaf blower that runs for an hour puts out the same amount of pollution as a car that drives 727 miles. So when you start to add that up across all of the leaf blowers that are in use, all of the string trimmers, you really start to see the impact that we can make by swapping those appliances out or those pieces of equipment out for their electric models. So I encourage any lawn care business to check out the website, chargeyouryard.utah.gov, sign up, and you'll find out if you were accepted into the program, and all the directions are on the website.
Hey everyone, want to learn something historical about the city of Salt Lake in about a minute? Stay tuned for this week's History Minute.
In the 1960s, as folks began to realize that problems with the environment, pollution of air, land, and water were actually made by humans by and large, an effort was made to start an Earth Day celebration. The first Earth Day celebrated in Utah and Salt Lake City was in 1970. School kids from across the state, from kindergarten to college, participated in protests, cleanup efforts, film screenings and discussions, and pulled together to shine a light on the problems of the environment that human society had caused. Students pled with folks to leave their cars home for the day to help with air pollution, and at the University of Utah, celebrations of Earth Day went long into the night, culminating in an Earth Day dance at midnight. Not everyone was so keen on the common sense protests and learning activities happening across the state and in Salt Lake City. One prominent business leader, J.P. O'Keefe, the general manager of Kennecott Mining, decried the entire thing as a communist plot to weaken America. He reminded everyone that April 22nd, the day Earth Day was celebrated, was the birthday of Vladimir Lenin, and that this education about pollution was really about controlling legislation that would affect their business. Today, Earth Day is celebrated in Salt Lake City still, but the attitudes of some politicians and business leaders across the country bear a striking resemblance to those of J.P. O'Keefe.
That's it for another episode of Capital City News. Remember, the best way to stay engaged is to stay informed. You can do that by following us on social media at SLC.gov, tuning into Channel 17, or subscribing to us on YouTube. Reporting in from Memory Grove Park, I'm Yusuf Kwong.